You're tuning in to Natty News Daily with the latest and breaking natural bodybuilding news. Bringing you today's Natty News, your host, Leroy Rollins.
What is happening, guys? Welcome to another episode of Natty News Daily. Unfortunately, with everything that's going on this year, it's been tricky to do these news videos because there really hasn't been a whole lot of news. Unfortunately, not many shows are running, but on the plus side, we are now starting to see some shows run, and that's the first one I want to talk about here in the news is the OCB Big Apple. It went down this past weekend, and from what I've heard, from what I've seen, looks like it was a pretty well-structured, well-run event. Obviously, there was a lot of differences as far as how a normal show would be run versus how this one was ran. I know they had social distancing in the audience, in the backstage area. They had athletes wearing masks on stage, which is something that, as unfortunate as it is something that they had to adhere to. They were even doing custom OCB masks, which was kind of cool. And yeah, so the show, it ran pretty well. And just a shout out to two guys who are typical contributors to the Natty News Instagram page, Ricky and Phil. Both of them competed at that show, Ricky in classic physique, Phil in bodybuilding. Now, Phil, he's actually been on my podcast before. I know Phil quite well through social media, through speaking with him, and this was his final first show. He's been prepping for a very long time. He actually intended to step on stage in the spring. We were actually lined up to do a show together, actually, in May, but that just didn't happen, and Phil's been sticking it out, hoping to step on stage, and finally he got his chance this past weekend, so very excited for Phil. Phil works with Brad Loomis out of Team 3DMJ, and yeah, very excited to finally step on stage and very happy for him. He got to do that. I think he's still hoping to do more shows, but at least he finally got that first one under his belt and took home a third place medal, which was awesome. Next up in the news, AJ Morris posted a side-by-side from 2017 to now, 150 pounds in 2017, 170 pounds now. So 20 pounds on his frame in comparison to these two photos. Yes, in the 2017 one, he is leaner, but you can't deny the amount of muscle he's put on. You look at the front pose, specifically his adductors is what jumped out at me. He's officially closed the thigh gap, which is awesome. Going into his back pose, from top to bottom, improved for sure. But, you look at the thickness and density in his back, he's definitely improved that. He's one to train his back very hard when it comes to heavy pulling with rows and deadlifts, and it's clearly paid off. He's actually done posts about that recently, so if you want to go learn more about that, you can check it out on his Instagram page. But very, very impressive. Looking at his side tricep as well. Overall, just everything's improved top to bottom. So 3 years between these two photos. Amazing work, AJ. Very excited to see you step on stage in the fall. Hopefully everything lines up and, he guns for that natural pro card. I think if he does end up getting it, it will be very, very well earned, well deserved, and just very excited to see what the future holds for him as a competitor. Next up in the news, here locally in Canada, there's been some changes made to the Canadian schedule when it comes to competitions. So the CPA is the affiliate to the IFBB. They run natural and untested shows, and the Natural Canada Pro Qualifier was typically in the fall, got juggled around, and originally was going to take place later in the year, but it's now officially been canceled as of, I think, a week or two ago. They canceled it. So now the only way to do kind of a Canadian, national event is the Ben Weider Natural Pro Amateur Show. So that is an IFBB show. They have a pro division and an amateur division. In the amateur division, you can get an IFBB pro card. In the pro division, you can compete as an IFBB pro and actually punch a ticket to the Olympia if you secure an overall win. So, an interesting show to say the least. I'm skeptical on the level of naturalness, if that's even a word, at the show. I'm sure many athletes are, but I do question if all of them are. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video, guys, is to say that is happening now. So there's no Natural Pro Qualifier. It is now just the Ben Weider Natural Pro Amateur event. There is no date yet. They've tentatively said it's November, December. The one thing I will say is this event is in Toronto, and as I've said in many videos like this, I am skeptical of events in Toronto being able to occur just because of the state that Toronto's in. It's still behind the times when it comes to opening up and getting everything together. So, yeah, hopefully it goes. Hopefully some competitors get to see the stage. I know some that are prepping for that show, so hopefully it all goes smoothly. And last up, the UKDFBA put up a post that they are still intending to run their shows in the fall. We're less than 10 weeks out now from their scheduled event on October 17th, 18th. So this is actually the event that AJ is prepping for, and many UK athletes are. So hopefully this show runs as planned. They've committed to running the show. They're not letting anything stop them. They say in the post that it's going to run. They're determined to make it happen. So hopefully that actually does happen, and we can see the show run as planned and give UK athletes a chance to step on stage. I know many that are prepping over there for this show, and hopefully, things can run as planned and they can finally step on stage, through the roller coaster of this year. So, yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. A quick episode for today, but an episode nonetheless. So, if you guys are enjoying the videos, give them a like, subscribe to the channel for future episodes. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at natty_news_daily, and I'll see you guys in the next one.